Hey, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Tuesday's Market Situation Report, or SITREP, here at Top Gun Options. My name is Matthew Buckley. My call sign is Wiz, and appreciate all the nice comments and texts and emails yesterday about nailing everything last week, and we're going to continue to nail what's going on in the market. This portfolio is up over 29 grand month to date, and the month ain't over yet. So really great looking bearish trades. You might be tempted to jump back in here. This is a bear trap. Okay, this is a dead cat bounce. A lot of people got short yesterday. Some folks stepped in to do a little buy, squeeze these shorts out. This is not. We are not going to bounce back up here. If anything, we are absolutely going to implode and get worse. The only thing that's going to save us for maybe a little bit is going to be what happens tomorrow with the Fed. So let's get to it. Like we talked about, and Art Cashin on CNBC said this earlier, and I've been saying this for a week and a half since this thing really blew up, is that do you think Xi Jinping has any intention whatsoever of living up to the, quote, phase one trade agreement? No, of course. First of all, he wasn't going to do it anyway, and now he's got a couple alligators closer to the boat than trade with the United States. And as a matter of fact, if my country was going through what he's going through, ain't no way I'm buying ag products from the United States for double what I can get them down in Brazil. So lost in all of this just contagion fear is the fact that, and I guarantee you, any agreement China had a force majeure or act of God or material adverse condition change or something that says, hey, we'll do all this stuff, but if something bad happens, all bets are off. Well, something horrific happened, so all bets are off. So remember, one of the reasons we've had this bullish run here, besides the Fed, was also potential good news on trade. That good news is over with. The phase one, quote, agreement deal is dead, along with a lot of people. So Hong Kong researchers have already developed a vaccine, but we need 6 months to do it on animals and another 6 months to do it on humans. So this thing's a year out. A year out for potential virus, folks. This thing is going to get worse. If you've been watching, the U.S. press has been awful. You got to go to like the British press to see videos of people just dropping in the streets or the packed hospitals and people just stepping over dead bodies. Unless that's Hollywood casting going on here, it is an absolute nightmare. We got a little bit of a rebound as well, a little green here today when an Apple leak that they got earnings tomorrow, folks, but this leaked in front of earnings that they asked suppliers to make up to 80 million iPhones over the first half of this year. That's a 10% year-over-year increase in that schedule. What if China's imploding, which it is, folks? Remember, shutting down half of a country for a day is a big deal, right? I mean, and Hong Kong, Disney shut down Shanghai and Hong Kong sites. I mean, commerce stops, folks. And Wuhan is a huge trade center on the Yangtze River. So a little bit of green because Apple's saying good news, but what if 80 million iPhones that are supposed to be sold over in China and nobody's leaving their house? This is going to get worse, folks. It's a hell of a lot worse than they are telling us it is. I know it for a fact. Still have a couple buddies tied to Health and Human Services that keeping me in the loop. And Wiz, you wouldn't believe the computer modeling. Okay, so there was a press conference a little while ago, and we're kind of keeping an eye on it. But folks, this could be the black swan event. Right? It's literally a black swan event. It's just something unforeseen out of the blue that causes air travel to stop, cruise ships, commerce. It's just, people ain't going to be going to the malls if they think they can catch a deadly disease. I was walking through JFK yesterday, connecting from Burlington back down here to West Palm, and there was a lot of masks, and anybody who was coughing, 500 people turned and looked at that person. So remember, it's the fear, right? It doesn't matter if it's not legit or legit. It's the actual perception that something's really bad. So the bond market rolled inverted. The yield curve briefly inverts. Right? If you're looking in your Econ 101 books, if that happens, it's usually a flashing signal that something bad is coming, right? So this is a canary in the coal mine. I get that the VIX had a nice pop yesterday. Our long VIX calls were up like 190%, and it's, quote, down today. It can stay elevated, folks. This is what volatility does, right? It's the uncertainty index. So holy crap, things are uncertain. It's down today. Why? Because things are certain? No. This is, look, something freaks the market out and volatility stays elevated until it's gone. Volatility, let's look, 6-month chart. Look at this. We popped up from our resting heart rate and stayed elevated in the mid to upper teens for a long time. So again, I don't think this is anywhere close to contained. We're going to sit on our hands through tomorrow. Why? Uncle Jerome, man. Uncle Jerome's got a meeting. The last 2 times they did what back here in the fall? They cut rates. Why? Good question. The economy is fantastic. Why did they cut rates? Well, he said at a press conference, trade uncertainty. Well, if there's uncertainty around trade, I thought it's gone with the phase 1 deal. Well, of course it isn't. So Jerome Powell tomorrow could say, you know what, everything looks great here in America at least, but the global economy might be getting destroyed with this thing. And therefore, we're going to be very accommodative. And we're going to do what? Keep doing our non-QE, QE4. So I think we get a Powell bounce tomorrow on him being – he's not going to – the Federal Reserve tomorrow, folks, is not going to sit there and go, hey, everything's freaking fantastic. We're not worried about this disease. He's going to say good. He's not going to come out and spook markets tomorrow, right? If he did, I'd be shocked. You can imagine Donald Trump's Twitter tomorrow if he is bad, but I think there's a 0% probability of that occurring. I think he's good tomorrow, and the markets like what he has to say, but that's going to be a sugar high. At the end of the day, if they like what he has to say, meaning we're going to stay accommodative, mainly because it looks like the world's ending, how's that bullish? That's why I call these sugar pops. Right? The algos are going to listen to what he says. Oh, he's a dove. Let's buy for a little bit and then pound this thing into the dirt. I think the next stop, either this week or early next, is back down here to this 50-day moving average. And if this does turn in, if the World Health Organization wakes up, which I think it should, and declare this a global pandemic, we're down here at the 200-day moving average in the blink of an eye. And we got all our bearish positions on. I could not be happier. Long volatility. Remember, cash is a position. No trade is a trade, to be honest with you. Sitting in cash, grabbing some popcorn, and watching what happens is a fantastic strategy to do right now. Okay? Unless you're strategic in your operational mindsets are saying, nope, they are lying to us, the thing's going to get worse, and this is a dead cat bounce, then get ready to pound this thing into the dirt. But today, the primary live trade brief, I think this is almost done rendering. Yeah, I'll get to the replay post in about 10 minutes. I covered all this stuff in our joint weekly and primary live trade brief, so make sure you watch the replay that I'm going to post shortly. Okay? All right, folks, I think we're going to do a full throttle next week, so I'll update you on that. It's our industry-leading full throttle. This is a great time to be launching a full throttle this time of year with everything that's going on, because you do not want to be flying around this market solo. I opened up some joint slots yesterday, and I'll keep it open through today. Go.topgunoptions.com/joint. $195. You can be in our weekly options and primary live trade brief portfolio. I think the primary portfolio is up about 25. This one's up about 29-ish. 2 portfolios, folks, over 50 grand month to date. We've pounded China, S&P 500. Great month so far. I had a crappy week like 2 weeks ago, but hey, man, we have more than made up for that. The little bit of red here is an Iron Condor on Boeing that got blown out the top, I think, or bottom. I forget. Anyway, go.topgunoptions.com/joint. $195. You can get access to these 2. At least do it for a month, man. Trade with us for a month, because as we nailed this, folks. I told you. I said we will have a mid to late January pullback, and February is going to be insanely volatile. And I'm right. And we're going to print money off of it. Okay. Have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and God bless. I'll talk to you tomorrow.